Okay, so today's pretzel day. I got still a half a bag of flour left. I'm using yeast, but you can use probably baking powder, but I don't have any, but I do have yeast on hand. Butter or margarine. Sugar. I'm going to put a little bit of sugar into the water. I'm not using any milk today, but this recipe does call you to add a little bit of milk. So about a couple tablespoons of sugar and a couple of beans of butter. Not sure how much butter they use, but 5 tablespoons. If I can use a little bit more. I like to put a butter, but this is margarine, whichever one you could buy. Yeah, also add some hot sauce. So the yeast dissolving a little bit, and some salt, pepper. There you go. And the flour. Gradually add in your flour. Just sprinkle it in. Don't need to have a sifter in hand. That's how I do it. If I have some baking powder, I'll probably give it more chance of it better rise, I think. Just enough till it starts to form. Keep doing that. If you have a sifter, you can do that with a sifter. And also probably cheese into it, flour, and just start to mix it. I don't have a KitchenAid mixer or anything, so. Plus, this is a small kitchen. Might put some little herbs and spices, garlic powder into it before I started mixing. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I might put some grated cheese into it. So I do have my sifter, but I don't use it a whole lot. Maybe near the end, sift things in. If it does anything, I don't really know. I'm going to put some grated cheese in the mixture. It's going to be cheese pretzels, soft cheese pretzels. Just a little bit of cheese, a tablespoon or so, plus the hot sauce. Couple in there, and then a little bit of water if I need a little bit more water to mix it properly. Because I'm not using milk today. Milk's gone bad, so I had to throw the milk out. Plus I don't eat a whole lot of milk, so just slowly start mixing this until it starts to form. But the butter needs to be nice and soft. If not, then you might have to microwave it. I like adding butter to my dough mixtures. Anything that helps it from being bland. And this is going to be my foolproof. Only thing I did forget is a little bit of oil. It's a little bit similar like a pierogi. But for this, I don't get why you have to put in baking soda and all that stuff. So I'll have to sift in more flour because it's not turning stiff enough. So I don't have a KitchenAid mixer, but if I see an old mixer locally, I might buy something. Gradually do this till it forms into a dough by hand. And gradually add in more flour if you need to work things in, and it'll start to slowly form into a pretzel dough. There you go. It's time to stiffen up a little bit. It'll rise probably a couple of hours before you use it. So yeast doesn't rise very quickly. Some people try to make it, well, you could make yeast rise in half an hour. That's a bullshit. You need a proper time for everything. Proper time to cook your eggs, proper time to cook your potatoes, try to take shortcuts and things takes like shit. So having a sifter is good, but this is a small one. Don't know if it does anything, but you can probably just shake it. Gets tired after a while. But I did want to make pretzels today, so this is pretzel day. So it takes a while, and now it's starting to look more like a stiff dough. Once it springs back on you, then I think there should be enough flour in there. But I could probably add a little bit more. Just to bind it properly. I'll let this rise now for a couple hours. So it's kind of stiffer than it was, which I'm happy with that. So I just dropped it in the water. Need some kind of spatula to lift it. Big spatula. So I don't want it to fall apart. Keep its shape. And I have to pick them up and drop them into the hot water. Hard to do with the camera, but pick it up and just drop it into the hot water. It should float up and lift. That's when you need a big spatula. So I don't have the big enough spatula, but I'm gonna try to buy a big one just for these. I'm gonna do it on my pizza pan, I think, to bake them. So they're exploding, so it should be a good sign. I don't know why you have to do it, but you have to. I don't know for how long, even a couple of minutes, I think. So I had to re-roll them because they kind of fell apart. But I don't like dumping them into the boiling water. I'm gonna probably take a little bit of the water and just like brush it before I bake it. I have to wait for that to cool down so I can turn the oven on. I'm just gonna brush some of it on top, I think. That's gonna be more easier. Plus, depends what kind of size of pan you have. I'm gonna look for a wider pan with holes in it. They fell apart on me the first time when I dumped them in the water, so I had to re-roll them. But I don't like dumping them into the water like that because they could fall apart. For some people they don't. For me it did. So I had to rework it, but it's only dough, so I had to wait till it cooled down. Because I want to make large pretzels. These are large soft pretzels. I got enough here for one more. So thanks for watching. Okay, brush butter on, whatever, salt. I'm just going to bake them how they are. Thanks for watching. Don't want to play with it too much. The large pretzels are now done. Feel a bit soft still, but let them cool down. I think they should be good. Probably similar to a pretzel at the park. Try to fry them off once they cool down a little bit. They're still fairly soft, so I don't want to break them. But once you can hold a large pretzel in your hand, then I think you have some success. Oh, starting to lift off. Success! Holding a large pretzel. Ooh, it's hot. A large pretzel in your hand, just like the Disney pretzels or the pretzels at your park. Large pretzel you have in your hand. So my option would be to skip dumping it into the water and just take a brush. And once that's hot, brush it a little bit. Should get the same results. Thanks for watching. It takes a while to cook because it's wet, but you have to keep it in a little bit longer. If you want to put butter over it, or salt or pretzel salt or something other topping. But it's getting a golden crust. It's still very soft, so I'm gonna let it cool down and it should be good. So give it a go. It makes about 3 large pretzels or a few smaller ones. If you don't want to twist them twice, you could twist them once for a couple of smaller ones. Takes a while because some of them they can get a little skinny, a little bit big in some ends, so it takes a bit of practice.